right. Okay. It is time. It is time. Okay. It is time to do some crypto analysis. Doing crypto analysis. Okay. Let's go over this Bitcoin and whole run that we've had. I'm so excited for this. Okay. Let's get it going. Here we go. Yo, yo, yo. How we doing, guys? How we doing? What's happening, yo? What a absolute banger of what we caught on Bitcoin in this whole run was a monstrosity. I loved it. Everything about this move and how we planned it and how we mapped it out was just perfection. Absolute, completely, utter perfection. You're watching just for the psychology. I mean, that's still great though, because this is legitimately just developing a plan. This is developing a plan and sticking to that plan, and it's all derived from higher time frame analysis. Like, we have been pointing out and mapping out this move on Bitcoin for months. Ever since this monthly gap. Ush in the chat. Ever since this monthly gap, so many people were bearish on Bitcoin. So many people, like, nobody had a clue as to what was going on, and it was legitimately like the charts screaming at us. The fact that we've been just hanging and consolidating and accumulating positions within this monthly gap, and having SMT within the monthly gap, the only feasible draw on liquidity was for price to trade and run to these external highs. All we had to do was sit back and be patient and let the trade do its thing. If we just flip to that daily and we just flip on and throw on our indicator, like, this was the picture perfect move that we could have ever asked for. Picture perfect move we could have ever asked for. Price creates the SMT at that monthly gap with Ethereum. Price closes above the down close candle that runs the short-term low, creates our order block. We reach our first TP at 96,306.31, and we took out all-time highs objective. The smoothest and nicest market maker buy model I have seen print in the longest time, and I'm very, very, very happy that we were able to call this out from the bottom. Like, literally perfect, and I hope you guys banked on this position like I did. But moving on to what is price doing now, and how are we able to trade this? How are we able to move forward, capitalizing on this move for Bitcoin? What is going to happen next? So we've taken out all-time highs on Bitcoin. Check. We have now on Ethereum tagged this monthly bearish fair value gap that has SMT. I'm expecting price to pull back. I am, slightly. I don't expect anything crazy, but I would love to see a retest come back down to 100K mark. I want to see price retag and reach this weekly internal range liquidity pool. This would be, what do you say? Waiting for IRL. Yeah, exactly. I would love to see this. I would love to see this weekly gap first. Like, this would be the better scenario if we can get a retracement back down into here to then go higher. We're bullish on this until we start violating or inversing weekly PD arrays. That would be my indication. Like, let's say price trades lower from here after taking out these all-time highs. If we trade lower from here, this is just a retrace to then go higher. Simple as that. And you guys know it too. Like, easy peasy for us to just kind of get a cool off, have a nice retracement. Let's get to the point where we can add more into this position and start building a big piece. But I would love to see that weekly gap get tagged. And this is like kind of nice because these are like, honestly, it's almost like a trend line liquidity buildup below here. So if we can trade lower, clear this out, run those stops, and then go higher, I'll look to start building a big position here. If we get a nice reaction, like a 4-hour chart, we get a nice swing trade in, and price gives us like a good dribble down. We have some consolidation here, a nice sweep of a low, and then we get an AMD move, retrace into a breaker, send it higher. Like, that's all we need inside of like a fair value gap breaker. That's literally perfect. All I need. It's all we need. Why not look at ETH in the IRL? I don't want to short crypto currently right now, AK. I want to stay in alongside of what is the dominant pair of Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin telling me? Bitcoin is bullish. I want to trade in alignment with the higher time frame trend. That's my most favorable thing to do. I hate looking for shorts in a bullish market. That's just my personal opinion. You can frame shorts down lower to this weekly gap, or just keep on looking for shorts on ETH too, because ETH is obviously the weaker pair. So you could short ETH until Bitcoin takes out this resting low. And if we go to the weekly on ETH, you can look for shorts on ETH until we get into this weekly gap here. Because both Bitcoin and ETH have this colossal fair value gap that is just sticking out like a sore thumb. So both of these just look great, like literally great. We're inside of this weekly candle on ETH, so this is great to see price trading within this candle's range. To then, if we take out this candle range low, all we need to do, look for longs inside of that weekly gap, go higher. Easy peasy. And you'll be cashing, you'll try to cash the top of Bitcoin. Yeah, I just want to see a retracement to then go in again, because my swing position's already closed. Like, I'm out of my swing position. I had my partial at the $96,000 mark, and then I had my full position off the table at the all-time highs objective. That was literally it for me. That's all I needed to do. I made more than enough money. I honestly don't even need to take another trade for the rest of the year, and I would be fine. This is one of the biggest swing trades I've ever caught. But this is my plan as to how I'm deriving what to do next on crypto as of right now. And I think that it's pretty fairly obvious as to how we can capitalize on it next. Now I want to do a overview on our altcoins too, and I want to go over Total 3. Total 3 is what we're looking at for our altcoins too. So Total 3, we have been on the money with this as well. Like, super easy read. We called the move from down here inside of this monthly gap. We had the entire move called to the all-time highs And now we're in the same sort of motive as to how we were trading within Bitcoin's monthly gap here. All we had to do was wait. We just needed to wait for price to have its structure build up on that monthly gap. And once price accumulated enough, it skyrocketed. We're doing the same thing here. We're accumulating inside of this monthly bullish fair value gap on total 3. We have a discounted retracement from this high to this low. So we have traded low enough to reach a discount of the range, even OTE of that range. So now I'm anticipating total 3 to start trending higher, continuing to go to all-time highs, 1.16 trillion. Weekly chart looks great too. We even have all of these weekly bullish PD arrays that are being respected, this weekly gap and this weekly gap here primarily. Clear this one off. So what I would love to see next is for total 3 to start giving us that energy. We have this weekly bullish gap here that we could utilize this week for this weekly external range high here. This gap should hold, and if we push higher and we have a nice weekly strong candle closure taking out this high, then we would be closing above this up close candle here, which would be a mitigation block or a breaker block, because it's the last up close candle on a swing before price takes out a resting liquidity low. So this would be a breaker / mitigation for us to then look for higher prices moving on to the next week. So I'm literally just stacking up. I'm stacking up my narrative behind all of my executions between my monthly and my weekly, and I'm just sitting back and I'm letting everything do its and run its course. Pretty simple, right to the point, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, what we're also looking at and what I'm sitting in my positions is for, hold on one second, maybe we get a liquidity sweep again in the weekly gap. Yeah, no, we can, definitely. We definitely can get that. We won't have to leave that out of the equation. I would just want to see, this weekly gap here hold. I don't want price to close it off. This is what I need price to respect this in regards to the bodies. The bodies need to respect this gap. As long as this gap is respected, I feel like this week we're going to have an aggressive push higher, 95.7.8. That's just obvious to me. But price can for sure take out the previous weekly low and then run higher again. Like, that's definitely a possibility. Like, I won't leave that off the table. But in regards to our crypto altcoin positions, we got Cardano that I'm currently still sitting in. Again, same sort of idea. We have this monthly gap. We're accumulating inside of that monthly gap. I am buying inside of this monthly gap, and I'm holding until price runs this high and then all these other targets resting above us. No reason for me to sell this position or close this off because our bullish PD arrays are being respected. So I have no inclination of selling this whatsoever. As long as this is aligning with this, I'm good. Same thing with CRV. Same idea. I've been accumulating positions on CRV inside of this monthly bullish fair value gap. We have been accumulating inside of it. We had a discounted optimal trade entry retracement. I'm looking for CRV to push all the way to 133.63. These resting highs all the way up here. I'm legitimately buying, holding. All you need to do in regards to this whole ordeal with price. You need to be patient, derive everything that you do from a higher time frame perspective, and it will work out in your favor. I promise you that. It's exactly how we were able to have the patience on Bitcoin. That's exactly how we're going to have the patience on all these other altcoins. Trust me when I say this. I'm loving everything that is pushing. I love everything that is setting up. I've been holding these for months, and I don't plan on selling it unless the higher time frame tells us otherwise. What up, Vig? It's all you got to do in this crypto game. You derive everything from a monthly and a weekly perspective and then just fucking set and forget the positions. Buy at these key levels, hold it, forget about it. Look at it as an investment or even your swing trades too. Do your analysis, set your stop losses. If price turns against you, walk away, move on to the next. But so far, from what we've been able to be calling and how we've been deriving all of our stuff, has worked very well. Very well. And I still have higher targets. I'm waiting and sitting back comfortably in these swings with not a single care in the world. Not a single care. And that's exactly how you should be operating as a trader. Create your plan and follow the plan. That's all you got to do. Let's see. What are a couple of the other coins? I know a lot of people are in Solana. Solana is not my favorite. Personally, in regards to the charts, at least from a monthly perspective, like I wanted Solana to come a little lower in this, but I didn't get that exact price point. I wanted Solana down at 79, but I'm not going to complain if it runs from here, from this resting low run when we've swept 110s. But it does need to do more damage and it needs to get more speed. As of right now, Solana is at a point where it needs to get above this down close candle resting here. And on top of that, it needs to trade through this weekly bearish gap here. Because as of right now, it's currently trading into a weekly breaker. Bearish breaker, to be in fact. Like this down close, this up close candle here, this is an order block. But that already delivered a move because it closed below on the 10th from that week and then delivered lower to that low after it tagged on the 17th. So that is currently my standpoint on Solana. What other coins are you guys currently looking at right now? Because I'm only sitting right now in CRV and Cardano. And obviously, I'm not in my Bitcoin trade anymore, but I'm going to be getting into it again if I get that weekly gap. Or if ETH or Bitcoin gets that weekly gap tag. That is all I'm currently doing. Sitting back and I'm waiting. All right. I know XRP does look good too. XRP does look good. And it's in the same sort of motion with that monthly gap here, because a lot of people ask me about this shit. This monthly gap that we tagged and then also swept out the low from the February low on April. So we swept a short-term low inside of a monthly gap. I believe that XRP can still easily take out all-time highs. I don't see why this would not, unless some crazy news comes out. But I don't see why this would be trading. Why this is bearish. Like I still have full-blown motion to believe that this can go higher. The only thing that I'm not favored is the fact that there's no like weekly bullish fair value gap that we can utilize as a reference. There is this daily gap here. This daily gap looks pretty good on XRP. Right here. This untapped. Well, actually, I think we did tap it right here. But this looks good. As long as this gap can hold its value on XRP and we don't close it off and we hold this low here. If we hold this swing low here and we respect this gap here, I would love to see XRP start moving higher from there. As of right now on Bitcoin, not yet VIG, but I guarantee there's going to be some juice that pops if we get here. If we get onto this weekly gap, this is what I'm priming. I'm really wanting to see happen because I'll be creating another swing position if we create SMT inside of this weekly gap between ETH and Bitcoin. And I could promise you that shit would pop from here. If we create SMT inside of this weekly gap, then we're going to go in again. Yeah, you could basically say that, Alpha. But this is my kind of idea as to what I'm looking at for XRP. Definitely respect this daily gap. Hold this low. Don't close this off. We have a smart money reversal here. We have some low risk buy entries here from this breaker. We got potential for accumulation stage and then reaccumulation if this respects and just complete the original consolidation high draw at the all-time highs at the 340 level. But I have my alert set at that weekly gap on Bitcoin, alert set at the weekly gap on Ethereum, and then this is where I'm going to be building another swing position to go in ape, like literally ape. Yeah, I basically evaluate based off of it's all based off of my trading model. Like for the move that we caught from this entire move here, this was all derived from this daily bullish order block and this closure here when I called this out. I would have been out of this trade or lost this trade if we closed and violated the candle low here, or if we ran this low after we closed above that down close candle that ran the short-term lows. That's my invalidation and that's my loss. But all of my stuff and all of my trades are all based off of SMTs setting in at lows or highs at key levels. And that's what gives me the confidence to know price is ready to reverse from a certain point. That is my whole motion as to how I operate. And that is what also gives me confidence to keep pressure on my trades and put on real size and real risk onto the table. But I think as of right now, we're in a good set stone as to what we want to do for this future move and how we're moving on price. Structure looks good. Price looks good. I think we're ready and we have a good set tone for what we want to do for the week. Next live stream that I'll do, I'm going to do another live stream the following week on the Sunday. And I'm going to go over what is happening on, I guess, everything from we have from this weekly closure. So I'll keep on giving updates if price has any dramatic moves. But I think we have a good idea as to what we want to do next for this to really bank on another big position. So hopefully we can get a nice downturn move on Bitcoin, get us another potential entry for a long, and then we'll be updating on how that position goes as time goes on. But that is currently it for me in regards to all of the crypto analysis as to what we're doing. If you caught the Bitcoin trade that we called out and how we did it, congratulations. I'm really happy for you, but I'm ready to stalk for another trade, another swing, so we can make even more money. But be safe, guys. Love you all. Ush in the chat. I hope you guys have a great trading week. And you have a great rest of your night. Stick to your trading plans. Follow your rules. Stay within your limitations. And just keep showing up every day. But take care, everybody. Have a great night. And I will talk to you guys all later on. Deuces, everyone.